welcome to all of you. Thank you for taking this moment to drop in with me. This frequency, this time that we live in. When I'm talking about this time, I'm not just referring to all that's gone on with the virus, with all the anxieties of our economy, our politics, whatever might be going on in your world, in your mind, in your life. I'm talking about just being in the moment right here, right now. Whether you're sitting on your couch, or you're outside like I am. I've got the ocean behind me, I've got the skies above me, ground underneath. What a moment that we're here. So I just want to recognize and honor you being able to show up wherever you're at for yourself. What a beautiful thing that is. And how challenging that can be with all the constant distractions. So my intention for this time is for you to be able to tune in to yourself and to share some of these practices using mindfulness, movement, breath work, dance that have allowed me to have a better ability to ground into the present and not let my mind constantly wander off to the past, things that have already happened, or into the future, things that have yet to happen. That's just how we are wired a lot of times, especially as I've found in my own life. I haven't really introduced myself yet. For those who don't know me, my name is Daniel. I'm somebody who, in my own personal life journey, has been battling through various challenges of anxiety, depression, addiction. And it was about 8 years ago when I hit a really hard bottom, which I'm grateful for now, because that bottom was the wake-up call I needed to recognize that the things I was doing to live in the world, to cope, was no longer working. And that started me on my path of rediscovery as I was recovering who I was, tapping back into my body, yoga being a big part of it. And that led me to studying yoga, which I love because it's not just intellectually telling ourselves that everything's going to be okay and that the universe is all right, but it's also allows for the physical embodiment of these truths, of the passing of all sensations, whether it's discomfort, pleasure, pain. It all comes and goes. Able to draw from that tradition as well as my previous traditions in Christianity and in science, and meld that all together to tap into who I want to be. So thank you for showing up for yourself. I know how challenging it can be in those times, these times that we are in. So I just invite you wherever you're at, just find a nice comfortable seat. You can sit with your legs crossed, you can sit up tall in a chair. Just begin to tap into your breath by noticing. Just by noticing the breath. That's all we're doing. Whether you have a long, short, tight feeling breath, it's all good. Whatever it is. Just notice. So often we take our breath for granted, even though it's something that we do every moment. Here we're just giving yourself a little space to perhaps just express gratitude for the fact that we're breathing. No right or wrong way. Invite us together to begin to lengthen our inhale as we soften the belly. Maybe resting a hand over your stomach, one hand over your heart, just noticing your belly soften and expand as you inhale, and then slowly exhaling out through your mouth. Nice, gentle sigh. Lengthening, breathing in, lengthening all the way through the crown, the top of your head, and as you exhale, relaxing your jaw, your shoulders down away from your ears. 3 more breaths like that, breathing in for 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale out equally as long for 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4. Breath out, 2, 3, 4. One more breath in. Just rest your hands on your knees or thighs, lengthen through the spine. And with your exhale, letting go. I give you permission to just feel whatever you're feeling. It could be fear, it could be anxiety, it could be peace or joy. Whatever it is, it's all good. All feelings are welcome. Just allowing ourselves to be able to feel. Sometimes be the most challenging thing to do. Take a moment and notice. Wherever you're sitting, with your eyes either open or closed, start making a few circles with your body as you inhale, drawing your chest forward. As you exhale, tucking your chin in, rounding your spine back. They're called Sufi circles. Just get a little movement, linking it with your breath. A few more directions. Repetitions. This one direction before we switch to the other side. Just feeling the ground underneath. Tailbone as you draw your chest forward, rounding your shoulders, neck, spine. In my case, maybe more flow. Slowly come back up to a comfortable seat. Again, just acknowledging whatever feeling is coming up. Let's draw our palms up, looking up towards the ceiling, the sky. In my case, as you exhale, draw the palms down, straight down in front of your face. Inhale, reaching your arms up, lengthen through your spine as you gaze up. Exhale, ground down. Inhale, reach, lengthen. Exhale, ground down. Once more, inhale, reach, this time with palms forward, fold forward, stretching your arms out in front of you, drop your chest down towards the ground, let your head and neck go, perhaps coming down onto the ground. Your body body sink into the floor. Yoga tradition, yoga scriptures, some of the sutras. So the intention of yoga is not to become a human pretzel, but it's about ceasing the fluctuations of the mind. Again, being aware of how our mind wants to constantly wander back to the past, projecting to the future. And here's the thing, noticing it, it's all we're doing. It's not judging ourselves for doing it, because when we are going back into those old places of the past or the future, we're just doing what our nervous system has evolved to do. Our nervous system has developed these mechanisms to keep us in this fight or flight mode to protect us. For a time, perhaps it has protected us. But after a while, sometimes we get twisted if we haven't re-regulated our nervous system to come down from the fight or flight response. So just notice, accept, and actually perhaps express gratitude for how your nervous system has protected you in all these years you've been on this earth. That you have that's come up, perhaps in times of challenge or stress. Just recognize that fear comes up for a reason. It's been there for a way to protect you. I invite you to slowly come back on all fours. You roll over your hands and knees. Cat-cow, and now draw your belly down with the chest, looking up towards the sky. As you exhale, round the spine up, tuck the chin in, gaze back. Just do a few rounds here on your own, lifting your breath with the movement. Tapping into the breath. It's really one of the quickest, easiest ways to regulate our nervous system, switch back from the fight or flight response to the chill and relax mode. And learning to move through the discomfort that it sees. So do a few more rounds, cat-cow. I want you to just again listen to what feels good for your body, and if at any time anything feels a bit too much for you, you don't want to back off, you're more than welcome to do so. It's your body, it's your practice. Just noticing again, how does your body want to move up? How can you move in ways that feels good for you? At the same time, perhaps embrace a little discomfort. Do it together. As we tuck our toes underneath, lift the knees about 2 inches off the ground, brace the abs. Drop the pit of your belly up towards your spine. Exhale, come into downward facing dog. Drive your hips towards the sky. Chest towards your thighs. Bend your knees, one at a time. Slowly walk your hands back towards your feet. Fold. Relax your head and neck. Bend your knees as much as you need to release your lower back. Shake your head side to side, up and down. Inhale slowly, rising up to stand, perhaps rolling up. Rolling the shoulders back a few times. feet about hip width distance apart. I'm just going to gently unwind the spine, swinging out side to side. Bring the feet down into the ground. The arms got to be heavy. Open the shoulders, the spine. So often we store all our tension, our stress in our body. As one of my teachers said, the issues in our tissues. Right? So we're allowing ourselves to work through, to keep swaying it out side to side. Just gently swing your arms out side to side and make some figure eights. Again, kind of loosening up the limbs. Letting the blood circulate, fluid flow. This is a time to let's ride these waves that are going through. Focusing on things we can control, starting with our bodies. Right. And back to center. Start doing a little backstroke motion, going backwards, like the ocean. Got the ocean right behind me. Super grateful and blessed to have access to this. And wherever you're at, even if you're indoors, if you have the capability to get out by some sunshine, maybe in your yard, or maybe just out by a window even. Just looking around, right? Getting outside of our head by getting outside, looking around. Let's go the other direction. Just doing a nice gentle flow today. Not much longer here. Perhaps just noticing again, maybe some sensation building up, a little heat in the shoulders. Then just start shaking out those hands, arms down the side. And just allow yourself to move however you feel like moving. Maybe just a little shaking out the ankles, rolling them out. Knees, digging the hips into it. Taking these next few moments to perhaps move in ways that you haven't allowed yourself to move in a while. So often, in our sedentary lifestyle, we're sitting in our cars and desks. It's an opportunity to create some new patterns, new ways of being, new ways of moving. Yes, we are living in extreme times, as it may seem, of anxiety and stress. And what I've found is to come to a little stillness. Is that one, we allow ourselves to recognize when we're under stress. Again, not judging ourselves for feeling a little tired, a little weary, a little anxious. All feelings are welcome. The key is if we're constantly stuck in that state, like in that fight or flight mode, how can we shift from it? Starting with our breath. So that's a really quick way to tap in. I'm happy to share with you. Just as we began, softening the belly as you inhale. Usually 4 to 5 second inhale, followed by a equally long exhale. Anytime you're feeling a little uncomfortable, a little stressed out, this is a practice that I found was super helpful when I began my path of recovery. This is about 7 years ago, and at the time, the way I knew how to cope was excess partying, drinking, unhealthy attachments to money, to women, relationships. Right, so I created all these different ways of coping, and yet I had the breath That was with me all this time. It's just I wasn't giving it awareness. When we're stressed, what happens to our breath? We're in this fight or flight mode. It gets tense. It gets tight. So allow yourself to expand. So doing again that 4, we'll call it a box breathing technique. 4-second inhale, 4-second exhale. Repeat 4 to 6 times, maybe 1 to 2 minutes. Calm down your brain. Tapping into that. And re-regulate our nervous system so that we are more resilient. So every morning, every day, whatever time you're dropping in, I invite you to join me and just get a little movement on. We're not going to go with anything too strenuous, for physically at least, right? Because sometimes the most strenuous thing we can do is learn to be still. Right? Perhaps this is the opportunity that the universe is giving us right now to just pause and notice what's going on inside. If we've been aligned with who we want to be, if we're living with the amount of ease that's available to us. So just remember again, you can always own your breath. It's a practice, learning to slow down. And as you breathe, you can just ground down into the moment. Just remember, everything will be all right. Because everything is all right in this moment. So you got the wind and the waves going on. And I'd like to share just one more practice and technique that I found helped me navigate through all the uncomfortable feelings of sadness, anxiety that we are all going to come across at one point in our lives. It's what we call the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 exercise. It helps ground in the moment. First off, when feeling stress, 1, notice 5 things that you see around you. I'm seeing that my phone is telling me I'm running low on battery. So that's one thing. Just that. And then, as we're looking around, I'm also looking at the color of the blue skies. Looking around at the waves, birds. It could perhaps just be an object in your office or if you're working at home. Right? What are the physical qualities of those things that we see around us? And then 4, what are 4 things that we can touch? Again, perhaps it's one object, perhaps it's ourselves. Touching, okay, what does my arm feel like? Grab at the sand, the clothes on me. 4 things you can touch. 3 things that you can hear. 3 things we hear. I'm hearing the sound of the waves, the wind. Sound of somebody skateboarding far off in the distance. And 2 things that we can smell. When's the last time we tapped into that sense of smell? Maybe the food you have nearby, maybe it's the scent of your soap that you used this morning, whatever it is. Just notice something that you can smell, and then the thing you can taste. It could just be your saliva, it could be the remains of the coffee or tea that you have this morning. So those 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 process is just a matter of us tuning in our senses and bring us back to the present moment. So I invite you to utilize that tool, that practice as you go out throughout your day. Whenever you're feeling yourself a little wound up, a little stressed out, get a little movement. I'll be sharing more throughout, so keep following. In the meantime, share this If you found this was helpful with other people you think would benefit, I'm sending much love to all of you and wishing you all peace in your journey and honoring that journey that you are all on, both individually and collectively, because ultimately we're all connected together.